Hello and welcome once again to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. In this video we are obviously taking a look at Beta Ray Bill from Marvel Select from the guys over at Diamond Select Toys. Have to say a huge thank you to Diamond Select Toys for sending Bill over for me to take a look at. This is a figure that I've been he's been on my list for quite some time, so I really do appreciate the guys over at Diamond Select sending him over. Do check out places like Comics and Cocktails and Forbidden Planet, and of course Diamond Select Toys, where you can pick up your own copy. Now, what does he come with? He comes with Stormbreaker. We'll get to why it's called Stormbreaker in a little bit, because it's very different to the Stormbreaker we've seen in the movies. And he comes with this really cool spinning Stormbreaker effect piece as well. Now, we've seen this with Mjolnir on various other Thor figures, and this is definitely an upgrade. The Stormbreaker goes from translucent and quite thin through to obviously a proper Stormbreaker at the end there, whereas the Mjolnir ones are just kind of a hammer repeated sort of 8 times around in a circle. Still a very cool effect, but this is definitely an upgrade and a really nice effect piece. Stormbreaker is nice and sturdy, and he's got this metallic finish which is really nice. Now on to Beta Ray Bill himself. The figure is an absolute tank. He stands at about 7 inches, and then when you add this huge mane on his helmet, it takes him up to about 7.5 inches tall. He's got quite a bit of articulation in the waist and the legs and the knees and the elbows. He's got a single joint in the knees and a single joint in the elbows, which is a little bit of a shame because it does limit the articulation. And even though he has got quite a lot of articulation in the actual chest and waist area, he has got this huge armor and huge cloak that does limit that articulation. So you can get him into some cool poses, but the poses will be limited. However, Beta Ray Bill is a big, dominating, over larger than life size character in the comic books, so this is definitely the version that you want to have on your shelves in your collection next to your Thor figures, because he is awesome. I think the only shame of it is that his mouth is permanently open. It's not there's no articulation in the mouth, which is a shame. It would have been nice to be able to kind of open and close the mouth, but his helmet is insane. It doesn't come off, unfortunately, so it is that one look, and his cape is a hard plastic as well, so there's no movement in that. But overall, the sculpting on this figure is absolutely brilliant. It really is absolutely fantastic. Now, if you're looking at this character and thinking, who is this and why is he holding a huge hammer? This is Beta Ray Bill, a character that debuted in the Thor comics back in the early 80s. He is one of the only, if not the only character outside of kind of Norse mythology, or is definitely the first to be deemed worthy to wield Mjolnir. I should correct that. He was the first. There's definitely been more since, but he was definitely the first. Now, he was originally created with the idea of him being a villain, but the idea of him coming in was he was always going to be a hero. But that's why he was drawn and created so kind of ugly looking, because Walt Simonson, the creator of Beta Ray Bill, wanted the audience to read the comics and kind of think that he was a bad guy, and then obviously for him to turn out to be a good guy. Now, what happened was him and Thor went toe to toe. They were both kind of fighting over Mjolnir. There's a really cool story arc if you go back to those early 80s comics when he was first introduced, and eventually they become mates, they become friends, and he gets granted his own hammer, which is of course Stormbreaker. Now, this is the same as the MCU. You've got Stormbreaker in the MCU, but Stormbreaker was introduced as a weapon for Beta Ray Bill in the comic books, and it looked like this. This is how it looked, and it's a very cool, what should you call it, a war hammer, a weapon hammer. It is very cool, and you know, it's got this kind of sharp edge as well that makes it into a little bit more of an axe, and of course this big round flat area as well for doing real damage. But yeah, Beta Ray Bill and Thor did become friends, and he styled his look very much on Thor. So if you look at some of the earlier drawings of Beta Ray Bill, he is pretty much in Thor's costume, with the winged helmet and everything, because he basically styled his look on Thor. Whereas now he has a slightly different look in the comic books, and he has this very cool Stormbreaker to wield as well. But as an action figure, this is really, really awesome. I cannot thank the guys over at Diamond Select Toys enough. This is definitely going to make kind of front and center of my Thor collection, because it is just the beta ray bill that we all deserve. Definitely go and pick one up while you can. Now, like with all Diamond Select Toys, as I said, it stands a little bit bigger and a little bit thicker than some of the other 6-inch figures, because predominantly they are 7-inch figures, but because Beta Ray Bill is a bigger and larger than life character, he looks absolutely fine and looks good next to other figures. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And once again, a massive thank you to Diamond Select Toys. I'll see you soon.